My mic is muted. Don't know why that's happened. Hello. So I was going to record my podcast, and I thought, you know what? Let me jump on the live because this is a great moment right now to be an Arsenal fan. We are through to the final of the League Cup, the Carabao Cup. We're off to Wembley. Uh, it's been 8 long years. Asterix. Obviously, we were at Wembley in 2020. Mikel Arteta when he won his first trophy, the FA Cup. But our last visit with fans, as in a final, was the 2018 League Cup final, which we know how that ended 3-0 Man City. And we can all see that ball over the top. Mustafi getting caught under the ball, Aguero, and the rest is history. Lob little Spina, who was out in no man's land. But that's enough of that. So yeah, we beat Chelsea yesterday, 1-0 at the Fortress, the Emirates, to win 4-2 aggregate. And we're through to face either Man City or Newcastle. Personally, I'd rather play Man City in a one-off game. I think we've got their number, and I think they're just in a bad moment right now. You know, as a club, Pep's gone off the rails, talking about net spend and political chat, which is not something we've been accustomed to from Pep Guardiola in recent times. Is he cracking under the pressure? Possibly so. But I'm here for it, you know. I don't care. Long may it continue. Hopefully it feeds through into the team and they just capitulate for the rest of the season and make our running for the Premier League a lot easier, you know. But, yeah, let's get into it. We come into the game yesterday. I didn't see that lineup coming, if I'm honest. I thought we'd make a few more changes, given that we've got Sunderland at the weekend, and I think the Premier League is it's not a bit, it is more important than the League Cup. But I thought we had a 1-goal lead. And when we make our changes, I don't think the level of our team drops that much with the players that we have in the squad right now. So if we brought in Mascara, I wouldn't be too worried. If Calafiori started, I wouldn't be too worried. Ben White, Jesus, these kind of players, I don't think our standard drops too far. So I was thinking we'd do more changes, but the gaffer went with a very strong lineup, our strongest possible lineup, minus Raya in goal. Obviously, Kepa is our domestic goalkeeper. I think there must have been some sort of agreement in the summer when he signed that he would be our domestic keeper. And he stayed loyal to that. So, we're going to talk about Kepa because my heart hasn't really recovered from his actions from set pieces. Every time Chelsea got a set piece, I'll just hide him behind my chair in the Emirates. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at our lineup from yesterday. We went. So yeah, I would have started Trossard on the left. I would have had Mascara there. Maybe Ben White would have played. But you know, it is a big game. We're trying to get to a final. We haven't been to a final in a long time. Everyone's on to us about winning trophies. Mikel Arteta didn't want to take any risks. And our next game, Sunderland, it's not like January. January we're having like 9 games in a month. This month we've got like, I think 5 or 6 because the Wolves game has now come forward because we won this game. So it'll be games to rotate. Obviously we can rotate in the FA Cup against Wigan. We may see changes this weekend against Sunderland. We'll see how that goes. Chelsea, I like with a back 5 Chelsea. This manager, what's his name, Rosinia. I'm very cautious from them, in my opinion. I didn't expect them to be this cautious. Given the first leg, they started with the back 4 and they seem to have a bit more attacking prowess, put us under more pressure, play in the back 4. So I'm not sure if that defensive setup played into their mind, into their players' mind. I was here for it. Before the game, we had this light show. I don't know what everyone else thinks about a light show. I don't know what that was. That light show was a bit trash. It was 2 minutes waste of our lives that we couldn't get back. We've done better. We've done better pre-game things, tifos, but the music and the lights it was just weird. It was like being at a techno event, and if you're not a fan of techno, which I'm not, then you just. I was just saying, please let it end. But I don't think they'll do that again. I think they'll get feedback from the fans. I mean, it's a club. They're trying little things, little things to get the crowd going. And you have to remember, it's a different crowd in terms of this ticket wasn't included in season tickets purchased by fans. So a lot of fans might have not attended, and you've got new fans coming to the ground, and you've got to keep them interested and give them a different aspect of what to expect when it comes to the Emirates. So it is what it is. I don't think it will happen again, in my opinion. So that's that. If you're here in the stream, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, or not. You know me, I don't mind if you don't. Just being here, I'm happy with that. But yeah, I mean, just going into the game, it was just from a fan perspective in the crowd. I just want to go to what Mikel Arteta said, hopping and skipping. He said on the atmosphere that we were great. It wasn't easy today because it was a late kickoff, windy, rainy, cold, and they responded. The energy was good from the beginning. I sensed that it was different, and yes, they were on board. I mean, I get you got a life for the players, Mikel Arteta, but from a fan perspective, I'll be honest, I think we were trash, But that's because we were nervous. It's just a nervous energy in the crowd because we wanted so much, as a fan base, as a club, we want to win trophies, get to the final. You know what I mean? As much, we're desperate. I didn't want to use the word desperate, but we're desperate to get there. And I sensed a similar tension in the crowd when we played Leeds just at the weekend. Prior to us getting our first and second goal, what is usually an absolutely bouncing away end was very cautious, very quiet, because it's just tensions and nerves. So where you might hear the man next to your left or the woman to your left starting to chant and singing, where you would normally join in, you're so focused on the game, shouting every pass, where to make it, and every little mistake. Yeah, you're not focusing on chanting, but once you get that goal, that little lead, you get more comfortable and you tend to enjoy the game a bit more. But the game itself, I think it was. A lot of people will think it was a boring game, but I'm happy with that. I've said that previously. I'm happy to have boring games and win. I'm in the winning business, so no matter how we win, I'm happy as long as we win. You don't like to lose. That United game, we lost that game. I wasn't happy with that. So, but you have to remember, it's a boring game, but the onus, in my opinion, was on Chelsea to come to our ground and make something happen. We got a 1-0 lead. We don't need to do anything. A 0-0 and we're happy. A 1-1 and we're happy. You might see a change in our play if we do go 1-0 down, if we do go 2-0 down. And then you might see us, take the handbrake off a little bit or play a bit more expansive. But there was no need for expansive football given the circumstances of the tie coming into the game. And I think that just led to the spectacle of what it was. It was just a drab affair. We do what we need to do to get across the line. And I don't think there's one unhappy fan today moaning about how we played. History will not tell us how we played. History will dictate whether we won or lost, whether we got to the final or we didn't. And now we're in the final. History again will dictate whether we won or lost, not what happened in the final. So, yeah, it's all about just ticking the boxes, getting it done. And, just we're there. Who cares? Just going back to Big Mick Arteta, the gaffer. He's coming under a lot of scrutiny, I don't know, it depends where you sit. Everyone's got their own narrative, everyone's got their own agenda as such. But you got to give him credit, He's managed the team well so far this season. We're in a final. We lost Saka pre-game. Odegaard was missing pre-game. And again, we've managed to navigate these pre-game or pre-match issues and get a result. So again, credit to Mikel Arteta and credit to the players. My man of the match from yesterday would have been, I thought Hincapié was quality. He's a player that's coming in the summer. wasn't sure if he was going to get this much minutes. I don't think he was expecting to get this much minutes, especially at left back. I think coming to the season, Calafiori was our number one choice. He's a player that has injury issues, as we know. So Nketiah has been able to step up, and I think yesterday was probably one of his best games in an Arsenal shirt. I mean, if we look at Nketiah, look at his stats from yesterday. I mean, it's pretty good reading. 85% passing, accuracy, but if it's gone to defensive, 5 tackles, 4 clearances, 3 recoveries, but it's a duels. It's a 7 out of 8 duels. You know, Mikel Arteta, he's a man. We all watch the Amazon documentary. He loves his duels. So Nketiah is a player that's probably right up his alley. Him and Gabriel down outside, I mean, 2 duel monsters. They love mixing it about, getting involved. So yeah, to win 10 out of 8 duels, fantastic aerial duels, 1 out of 2, 50%. Again, nothing to be sniffed at. That's fantastic again. Yeah, I think he's done a very good job. Very good game down there, just nullifying anything that's coming down that side. I want to talk about Victor Gyökeres, and we'll talk about Gyökeres at one point. But I was about Kepa. That's when I get to him. He's our domestic goalkeeper. There were times yesterday where I haven't been, I'm not saying not confident, but he does struggle with a bit of fear, especially even when he's on the ball, just holding the ball at his feet. He looks like someone who's going to get the ball nicked from him, or he'll clear the ball and he'll hit an oncoming Russian attacker and bounce into our net. It didn't happen that way. I mean, but he looks casual, but a bit too casual. But you know, he'll be there in the final. It'll be very harsh if he doesn't play in the final. But I know some people will be calling for Raya to start. You know, you get to a final, you play your best team, you give yourself the best chance of winning the game. And our best chance of winning the game, obviously, we're playing David Raya. I mean, obviously, I don't think Mikel Arteta, that'd be very cruel and very, very disrespectful. And I would probably think Raya, as a fellow countryman of Kepa, wouldn't be happy, you know, I mean, doing that, and it could disrupt the harmony of this team, you know, just doing that in the final. Kepa leading us to the final and taking him out last minute. But we're here to win. We're all about winning. So if that happens, oh well. It's not oh well. Don't do that. So yeah, I mean, sorry, I lost my train of thought. We've got the winning goal, Kai Havertz. The problem is, with this game, there was such a boring game. There's not much to talk about in terms of creating chances. Our first chance in the game came from my perceived man of the match in Nketiah. A shot from the edge of the box. From the North Bank, it looked like the shot hit the post. I thought, wow, it's hit the post and it's a corner. But it was a good save from Sanchez, and the ball's bounced out. I can't remember who it hit. It's gone for a goal kick. But in terms of chances for both teams, just nothing created. And that game suited us. Like I said, that game suited us to a T. The owners from Chelsea come out and attack. They didn't do that. Their one chance was from Enzo Fernandez from the edge of the box. Comfortable save in the first half for Kepa. But it was a weird game, because even in the first leg, they created a few chances here and there. I mean, obviously they're at home, but they just played very passively, and a lot of play. A lot of the game was in the middle third of the pitch. There was quite a lot of fouls, start on the play. Again, these are all things that fed into us being happier. Do you know what I mean? We want that kind of game. We didn't want an expensive end-to-end basketball game. We just want time waste, like most teams do when they come to the Emirates, you know. So yeah, in terms of chances, there wasn't much. And then, being in the crowd, you want to go to a game where there's chances, get you going, but the fans are quiet. And the time that we actually got up for it, started chatting, was when Mikel Arteta got booked. he can't win. The man can't win in the sideline. I can't. I don't know what he got booked for. I saw a video on Twitter that, X, sorry, don't get sued. X, that he was talking to the linesman. The fourth official, and the fourth official's taken. He's taken offence to something that Mikel Arteta said. I'm not sure what he said, but it's a cheap booking. It's not necessary. And all I was hoping was just don't get another booking, because we'd like to have you on the sideline for the final, Gaffer. You know what I mean? So maybe tone it down. But he can't win. But who cares? Yeah. So that was a time when we actually, as a crowd, got going again from a long period of I won't say silence, but nervousness, murmurs in the crowd. Like I said, you have to remember again, it's not the usual season ticket base that went to the game yesterday. I'm not saying that season ticket fans are the ones that chant, but some people might have come for the spectacle and they didn't get that. So sorry, but please do come back. So in the final, we are going to get Newcastle or Man City. Man City 2-0 up in the first leg. I mean, they crapped the bed at the weekend against the Scum and threw a 2-0 lead. So stranger things have happened. I don't personally expect Newcastle to come back, but it's possible. There's no Mark Gahey, I believe. I don't think he was registered as such in time. And we know Semenyo can play because he scored in the first leg. Or he scored twice, but one was disallowed. So Man City could be a bit more vulnerable at the back with no Mark Gahey back there. And they might have to bring in that youngster, Max Elaine, that they recall from Watford. So Newcastle have to give themselves a chance. They surely can look at what Chelsea did last night and think, okay, don't replicate that nonsense. Rather go out swinging, If you lose 2-0 on the night, getting caught on the break, or, Man City getting lucky a couple of ways, but you give it a go, and happy days, you'd be happy in defeat. But again, I'd rather play Man City in the final, because I think in a one-off game, we could beat them, given their troubles. Their recent form, not that ours has been great, but theirs has been poor as well, and awful nonsense from Pep. So we've got Sunderland this weekend. I mean, I don't spend too much more on the Chelsea game. I don't think there's much more to talk about. I mean, really. Actually, there is stuff to talk about. Chelsea did that stupid corner thing. So I don't know what show it was. It might have been Sunday Supplement. It might have been somewhere in Sky Sports or a podcast I was listening to, where they were talking about giving us a different look from corners, be it leave 3 people at the pitch to draw more people back from our team to bring 4 people back. I can't remember what team done it a few years ago. It's been done before. So Chelsea were not the first team to do it to us. They're just the first team to do it to us last minute before the kick was taken. And they kind of blew it. They went a bit too early on the first one because the cross hadn't come in. So the surprise element was now gone. We knew what they were going to do. And with that, we just sent back Declan Rice. We sent back Zubimendi and sent back Eze. Declan Rice is probably one of our taller players. He went in the box. And Zubimendi is probably one of our aerial, one of our better players in the air. But yeah, they did it twice. It didn't really work. And then it's silly to think that taking more players out the box is something that can nullify us as a team. Because I don't think our success on corners is based on filling the box with players. If anything, you give them more space for the likes of Big Gabby, Saliba to roam about and, go and attack the ball. So I'm not sure if other teams will do it. I'm not sure. I mean, even from the crosses in the game from the corner, we got our heads onto the ball. So it wasn't something like, okay, we've got those players in the box, we put a cross in, it's been cleared by a Chelsea player. So I don't think it'll be done again. If it's done, then so be it. I don't think it's going to stop our set piece success going forward. We're still going to lean on that going forward. And yeah, thanks Chelsea for showing people what not to do or what to do, and it didn't really work. I just want to talk about one of these. Can I use the word arsehole? I mean, blank out YouTube. I can't use the word arsehole. Chelsea have a lot of arsehole players. Enzo Fernandez, one. Mark Cucurella, the top one. Yeah, they were just the way they played the game yesterday was just doesn't make sense, man. Doesn't make sense. You got Goose on the right hand side doing the most blatant dive, and I thought, hang on, is this not going to be? Is this going to be given as a free kick? And you got Cucurella again, play acting. There's a moment off the ball. I don't sure it got caught by camera on TV where Enzo's pushed Eze off the ball. It was late in the game. And I'm so glad Eze just turned back and he's pushing straight back. Because it's so unnecessary from Enzo to push Eze to run away. But Eze's like, no, I don't play them games, you know. I'm pushing straight back. It was fantastic to see. So we run out 1-0 winners in the 96th minute, 6 minutes added on. So I kind of jumped back and forth here in this game. Before I get to our goal, I want to talk about a penalty decision that wasn't given, which I'm not sure. I mean, in the ground, I thought it was a penalty because he's kind of slid on Martinelli, made a bit of contact with the ball, and his leg swept Martinelli, having seen that Martinelli's going to be through. But it's happened so quick and in one movement, I can understand why people say it's not a penalty. Yeah, I mean, there's a debate there to be had. A lot of people say it's a penalty, and some Arsenal fans say it's not a penalty. I can understand the people that say it's not a penalty because when you're sliding, you're not in control of your extremities. He's not where it looks like he has flicked his leg up. He has done it. That could just be incidental to sliding. You can't control your leg and just I think it was a penalty. Me personally, I think that flick up onto Martinelli's leg was somewhat intentional. I think he knew what he was doing. So I mean, we doesn't matter what we think. It doesn't matter what we think. Sorry, it's about VAR, and you know the VAR wasn't on our side today. Another day we might get that penalty. You should hope not to see something like that in the final. But yeah, I do think it was a penalty. It didn't affect the result of the game. So yeah, I'm not too bothered about it. I would have been more in outrage had it been something that affected the game. Say Chelsea come back on 1-1-0. We went out in extra time on penalties. But I'm civil enough to brush it under the carpet and put it into the nonsense VAR pile. Well, yeah, like I said, we went 1-0 up. We won the game 1-0. 6 minutes added on at the end. Not sure where that came from. Was there any stoppages? I'm not sure there were any stoppages in that second half to get 6 minutes. I mean, you got the subs, but how often do they add time on for each sub break? They don't do that really. It's usually for a injury on the pitch or a VAR review. But I don't know where 6 minutes came from. I was definitely one of the fans when I saw the clock hit 96 minutes, screaming to referee, blow that whistle, referee. And yeah, we're happy that he didn't blow that whistle because Chelsea had committed their men forward finally. They waited till the 90th minute to added time essentially to throw more men forward. And when they did that, we actually dropped back as a team. I was getting a bit frustrated thinking, can we get up the pitch? We started playing essentially a low block, camping on the edge of our box, inviting crosses from Chelsea. We're just lucky that Caicedo hasn't got the tech of Declan Rice, and his two crosses that he tried to put in hit the first defender straight away. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, I mean, the ball broke. We cleared the ball, went out to, I believe it was Trossard. Was it Trossard? Yeah, Trossard come on from Martinelli. No, for Madueke, sorry. Martinelli went to the right hand side. He's knocked a lovely ball down the line for Declan Rice, who again, I think Declan Rice had a great game. I actually thought he was tired at one point. I would taking him off because there was a moment where we was attacking and he's putting the most nonsense cross that Declan Rice could ever do. And it looked like a very tired cross. And then 5 minutes later, he's tried to put a long ball over the top for Ivan Gyökeres. Again, it was so over here and uncharacteristic of Declan Rice that I just thought, yeah, you're tired, mate. You might need to come to pitch. But he stayed on. Luckily, he did. He got the assist from King Kai. So I keep calling him King Kai. I'm not calling him King Kai because I'm still... Kai Havertz still needs to do a bit more to be called King Kai. I'm not get caught up in that sauce. I know, it was a great ball from Declan Rice into the middle of kit for Kai. I almost did it again. For Kai Havertz. Showed lovely composure. He's round the keeper. Obviously, the thumbnail on this video is a play-by-play of how the goal went in when Kai got the ball at his feet. He's round the keeper. He's put the ball in with weaker foot. There were shouts for pass the ball to Martinelli, but Martinelli seemed to be brain dead. He's ran straight past Havertz. He's offside. And had he tried to steal the goal from Havertz, it would have been ruled out for offside. So I'm glad he didn't touch the ball. It's just poor football IQ there from Martinelli. A boring game for a fantastic finish. I'll take that every day of the week. Surprisingly, a lot of fans stayed back. We knew if we drew, we were going through. So a nice little carnival atmosphere at the final whistle. But that goal in the 97th minute was a cherry on top from an Arsenal perspective, and the limbs were there to see. Our sub bench cleared out. Everyone ran across the pitch, and surprised there wasn't yellow cards handed out left, right, and centre for entering the pitch from the referee. To be honest, but he's seen a light. He's seen sense and not done anything stupid. And 1-0 win. Chelsea away section emptied out very quick. Very, very quick, to be honest. 95th minute, there was a lot in there. After we finished our limbs, looked back and I don't know how he got out so quick. It's like he jumped over the roof. Same old Chelsea fans, European Cup, we boil it all, nonsense. Who cares? Who cares about Chelsea fans? Who cares about Chelsea in this day and age? They're not a big club anymore, along with coming down the road. But we win 1-0. We go on to the final. I don't think tickets are out yet. I'm looking forward to that one. I haven't been to. Last trip to Wembley was the 2018 final, as I said before at the start of the stream. But EFL relationship with Wembley isn't great. Like I said, we lost that 3-0 game against Man City in 2018. Prior to that, we lost to Birmingham. How can I forget? We lost to Birmingham 2-1 in 2011. I remember Obafemi Martins doing his little backflips. Our relationship with this cup and Wembley isn't great, but we're here to change that. We're in the best position, I think, from a team perspective in recent years. We don't have to fear anyone. We're probably the best team in Europe at the moment. And also, there's actually one more game, the EFL. It wasn't a final, but it was a quarter final where we lost to Bradford. That was a dark, dark year as well. I remember that. We lost to Bradford. We would have got, I think, Aston Villa in the semi-final. Weird times that was. Weird times. But we need to right our wrongs in competition. Interesting to know where we are at Wembley in terms of pre-game pub. I don't know if that interests people, but I do like to go to the Green Man. My history with Wembley has always been at the Green Man, it seems. So hopefully we get that end and we get to go to the Green Man if it's still open. Oh, yes. Yeah, can we get a ticket for the final? Welcome to the chat, Slab. Come on, Arsenal. Join late, but happy Gooner. Can we get tickets for a final? Season tickets. holders only or corporate and assets? What are you saying about a Nelly shout? Surely a pen. Regarding the season tickets, when tickets for the final, the way it's set, there's 4 booking windows. Priority 1 window is for season ticket holders who meet the home threshold, so it's 20 out of 23 games or 17 out of 19 games. Plus, you need to have been to 10 away games or been to 3 away games in the competition that the final is in. So for the EFL Cup, we've had an away game against Port Vale and Chelsea in the semi-final. So my understanding is if you've been to those games and you meet the threshold in terms of your utilisation at the ground in the Emirates, then you'll be in priority booking 1. If not, then you'll be priority booking 2 with the rest of the season ticket holders who meet the priority in the utilisation threshold. I've seen online we probably get around 33,000 tickets, and the season tickets holders at the ground is around 40,000, 42,000. So the supply and demand will not be met. So it's going to be tough on some people who are season ticket holders and don't get to go to Wembley. Given that Wembley's a 90,000 ground, you'd hope to get at least 40,000 tickets. But what I have seen, and has happened in the past, when Man City have got to the final, obviously the final's on Sunday at 4:30, issues with trains going back, it's not easy to get back. So Man City haven't often fulfilled their tickets, which means those tickets go to the home team, the other team in the final. So we would get more tickets. I mean, that could be circa 5,000, 7,000 tickets. All depends on how many tickets they don't use. But what I would say, again, at that time, Man City were literally going to Wembley every other week. So the need to go to Wembley wasn't there for them. But you can see in recent years, I mean, they're still going now. I think they lost last year in the final. So it could still be the same. They might not want to take out their tickets. So we might have a larger allocation. Corporate, I'm not too sure. I think they get a ticket anyway based on the price they pay for their ticket. Extortionate, but yeah. I mean, the Nelly penalty shout, I went over that before. I said you can see it both ways. I think it was a penalty, but then I can understand where someone might say, if you're sliding, you're not in full control of your body, and that leg flick up is probably it could be seen as a natural movement. So I do understand. I do see it from both ways. Me, I'd like a penalty because it looked like a penalty, just the way he flicked his leg up. But then, yeah, I'm civil enough to understand the other point of view and I've played football, at a decent level, not pro, but I've played football at a decent level, and you can understand the game that when you're sliding on a wet pitch, it's not easy to stop yourself. So you may find yourself flicking your leg up. It wasn't like it was a high challenge on his knee or anything. It's just a natural movement, and it could, like I said, it could be interpreted as a penalty. Clearly, you think it's a pen, but yeah, I'm not going to say it's 100% a penalty. I, at the time in the ground and seeing a replay, think it is a penalty. But yeah, let's look ahead. We've got Sunderland on Saturday, 3:00. We played a strong lineup in that cup game. What do you think we should do in terms of rotation? Would you keep the same team? We don't want to get to a point coming down the end of the season where we have players burnt out by overuse. So we could see changes. Ben White, Havertz to come into the team. You got Jesus to come into the team. A lot of players that didn't come in yesterday. Obviously, Rao will come back in. Will definitely come back in. Calafiore will come in to start. So I think those could be the ones that come in. Havertz, Calafiore, David Raya, and Ben White. I wouldn't be too angry if Mosquera came in and we gave one of Gabriel or Saliba a rest, or if we gave them both a rest, pay Mosquera right centre back, Hincapié or Calafiore centre back or left centre back, depending on whichever one, whichever one do it. But the Premier League games, they're going down one by one, ticking down. We're getting down to the business end of the season. We are currently 6 points clear of Man City, who play Liverpool. Liverpool away. If my thing will load. Here we are. Yeah, I mean, we're playing Sunderland. I don't think it's no Granit Xhaka. What's doing there? My bad. Technical issues, as we do. As I was saying. Yeah, so we're playing Sunderland, who are 8th in the league right now. I mean, they're on the vert. They could sneak into a European position. I think 6th place goes to Conference League, depending on the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. It could go down to 8th place, so they could 7th or 8th place. So it's not a game to, take for granted. Our recent form says that as well. They're going to come with a low block, which won't be easy for us to break down. Obviously Granit Xhaka's not playing. I would like to see Granit Xhaka playing. He left on a good note after a couple years of negativity surrounding his tenure at the club. I think it's a game we can't take lightly. We can't take any game lightly in the Premier League, as we've seen. But with City playing Liverpool, we have a chance to go 9 points clear before they play Liverpool. Put ultimate pressure on them to go to Anfield and get the win. Raya Callas, Lieber, Gabriel White, Zubi, Declan Eze, Tross, Jacques, and Noni. Okay, so you wouldn't even give Havertz a start. I understand. I mean, we've got Brentford midweek on the 12th, so we've got the game coming thick and fast again. Brentford again, the away game won't be easy. Again, Brentford are another team that are fighting for Europe. So we got 7th and 8th in our next 2 games, home and away respectively. And Brentford are very, very, very good at home. That's where they get the majority of their points. They've got that stupid long throw that they do. Actually, on the other hand, Sunderland are poor away from home. They also are strong at home and get their points there. But again, I wouldn't take them lightly. So, just going back, it's like I see what you're saying with Saliba and Gabriel. But are we can they play this game and then play Brentford? Obviously, I'm expecting a wholesale changes for the FA Cup Wigan game. But I don't want to get into a position where we steer away from rotation because we're getting to the squeaky bum time of the season, which keep trying at the same 11. Because I think once you get into that small April, May time of the season, if we haven't continued the rotation, it could catch up with us. Like I said, Sunderland will be difficult, but they have a very poor away record. If I can look at their away. Sunderland away. Bang. 2 wins, 4 draws and 6 losses. They scored 6 goals away from home, So it's a chance for me to get a bit of rotation in there. As always, we've got 5 subs. So if we do find us drawing, hopefully we're not going to be behind in this game. But if we are drawing in need of a goal, we've got the 5 subs. We can call on the cavalry if needed. So yeah, let me just get that. Yeah, so I think it's a game I think we should rotate where we can. Obviously, you were giving Timber a rest there. You rested Timber, brought in White. You're rolling out Zubi, Declan Eze again. Look, with Zubi, I think I'd actually take him out and bring him back. Norgard. I don't think our team is very good, I think the standard of our players are very good. I think the squad morale is very high right now. And I think we're able to make these changes. And like I said, if we're needing a goal, bring these players who we take out, bring them back on. But yeah, I'm not sure if I would go with that lineup, but I respect it. Gyökeres, would you continue with Gyökeres at top? I know obviously he's on a decent run of form. Yesterday wasn't his best game, in my opinion. Some might say otherwise. Why would you play it? Yesterday was Tuesday. I get it. I get that. Yesterday was Tuesday, but you got to look at what's after. So we got. I mean, it's Saturday then Thursday. Maybe we can roll out the same players game by game, but then we will be the first players to say why is X and Y and Z tired, or if someone gets an injury from overuse, we'll blame Arteta saying why wasn't we could have rotated here and there for that game or this game. I just think we're doing world rotation right now. It's working for us. We're top of the league. We've been top of the Champions League. We're into the Carabao Cup final. FA Cup. We've got Wigan next. I expect to win that. So yeah, just keep leaning on the squad because we're going to get injuries from now to the end of the season. We saw this with Saka, Odegaard, both become injuries. I mean, Odegaard finished the game against Leeds. Didn't look like he had any injury, but these things happen in training. Marino, he's out for a long extended period of time. So we're going to get injuries, and what you don't want is bringing players in from the cold to play in a big game. I mean, for me, every game now to end the season a big game. So you want people locked in and ready. So yeah, rotate where you can. In terms of what I think right now, today, on Wednesday the 4th, I think we beat Sunderland 2-0. Yeah, I do. I feel we beat Sunderland 2-0. Is that comfortable? Yeah, fair enough. Let me know what you think. What you think in terms of a score prediction. And I'm hoping Liverpool show up and get a 1-1 draw. 8 points clear with 13 to play would be phenomenal. You know, a great position to be in. Let me just check the fixtures because you're saying yesterday was Tuesday. I want to see if I got it wrong. No, yeah, we play Saturday, Thursday. Everyone get a rest against Wigan. Obviously, the Wolves game been brought forward. That's another midweek game. So it's weekend, midweek, and then we've got North London derby. So yeah, that's just you don't want to get caught out playing these players every game just because you think the gap between each game is that as such that they're fully rested, or maybe rested enough to play game after game after game after game. We've made those mistakes in the past, and it seems we're learning. So, yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right with what you're saying, but yeah, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I mean, tonight, like I said, tonight's the other game, Newcastle and City. Any score predictions? Let me know in the chat. If you're here, subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video. As always, you don't have to. Just being here is enough for me. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're going for 43 minutes. I just wanted to jump on because I was going to do my podcast, audio only. Well, I'm still buzzing from last night. I got to the ground pretty early, 7 o'clock, a little hour early. And yeah, you could just feel it was coming. We're going to get through. But no, I might just end it here. If you joined me today, thank you very much. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, leave a comment, do what you got to do. Hopefully, after tonight, like I said, I want Man City in the final to right our wrong to the past and just to beat them in general because I feel we're better than them. So hopefully, we'll get that done. City will get that done and we'll see them in the final and we go from there. Hope we'll have a blessed week. Sunderland 2-0 win coming. Until next time, all the best, everyone.